In this video, guys, we're going to organize your trading life right now. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. So, organize your trading life right now. I realize a lot of people are drifting around in trading with no plan as to what they're going to do. I did a straw poll in one of my trading meets, and the majority of people, there's a lot of fresh faces there, new faces, so they're new traders, but the majority of people didn't have a trading plan. Now, the ones who have been trading for multiple years did have a plan, but the new guys who were trading less than a year generally didn't have a plan. And it makes me think, okay, if we could just get people to start off with a plan before they do anything, or at least early on, you've got a much better chance of success. I wish I could put a number on it and kind of do some studies and work it out, but honestly, I know that having a plan and a structure and organizing your trading life properly will give you a significant chance of success. And I get it, you know, when you start out, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm going to trade, I don't know what my plan should be. I'm just kind of shooting from the hip, trading euro one day, yen the next, trading different size, and I get that, because there's no way to know that's what to do unless you kind of seek some information. And hopefully watching this video now, you're like, okay, I'm interested in learning more. I'm interested in kind of pushing myself forward properly with this. I don't want to be just another person who falls by the wayside as another statistic of someone who got involved in trading and didn't make anything happen with it. So rewrite your plan. So this is all part of rewriting your plan. Now, I know it's hard to know what you're going to do. When you're new trading, like, well, I don't know what should be in my plan. I don't know what I should trade. The point is, when you start out, just make something up. Now, it might sound stupid, but it's a foundation. You've got to start out somewhere. So if you're trading currencies now, give yourself 3 or 4 pairs that you'll trade. 3's better. Say, right, I'm going to trade Euro, US dollar, GBP, USD, USD, JPY, whatever it may be, your favorite pairs. You don't have to have any evidence for this, but just start with that. Okay, and then you say to yourself, all right, and this is the markets section, by the way, guys. We'll run through this, perhaps not in order. Then you're going to decide on setups. Now, on your beginning, you perhaps haven't got a setup that you want to, you know, is profitable, but you can guide yourself. You can say, well, I'm going to trade breakouts, and I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm going to trade breakouts when a moving average crossover has occurred after that, or something very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be anything, but just narrowing yourself down and saying, okay, I'm going to, even if you say to yourself, I'm only going to trade long when a market's in an uptrend. I'm going to quantify a market in an uptrend by XXXXX, whether that's going to be a trend line, a moving average crossover, whatever it may be. Okay, just then you've immediately given yourself a massive edge. Honestly, you've gone from the boundary, from the universe of anything to trade down to 3, which is great. You've gone from being able to trade every type of environment down to, at least halving it by saying only things, well, more than that actually, because downtrend, no; choppy environment, no; uptrend. So you've given yourself a much chance of success. Even that as a starting point of saying, okay, that's what I'm going to do, that's how I'm going to trade. Now, I would encourage you to iterate on that and improve on that and start to say, okay, well, actually, I find myself I'm quite good at buying pullbacks in trends. So how can I put that into my plan? All right, I'm going to trade Euro, US dollar, USD, JPY, GBP, USD. I'm going to trade pullbacks when we're in an uptrend. And you don't have to say how I'm going to trade that, but again, you're narrowing your focus down. You're becoming more of a specialist. And this can iterate more and more until you've got a nice plan that involves all the different strategies and setups and plays that you'll do. And so you know what you're doing each day. Now, is that going to make you a profitable trader on its own? No, it's not, but it's going to give you massive leaps forward rather than just going all over the place. Okay. So we decide on the setups. Again, like I say, it can be very loose if you need to. It doesn't have to be, very fine and very finite or very accurate. You just bring in those boundaries in. Decide on risk. Another thing to do, a lot of traders I see, newer traders, trading this size, they're trading that size, massive position sizes, small position sizes. There's no clarity and there's no plan of action or standard operating procedure, if you like, for how to get involved in the market. So again, even if it's a one-line thing that says, hey, I'm only going to risk X per day. I'm going to risk X per trade. I'm going to trade this size, fix, whatever it may be, just something. You can go more expansion into that and this and that and the other, but just at least having some boundaries, again, from letting yourself go wild and loose, saying, okay, maximum position size is X, maximum loss per day is X. That's a good starting point. Again, we're just building and starting the foundation, clearing the land, so to speak, putting the foundations down. Diary entry downtime. What do I mean by this? So diary entry, as in this is an act of doing it, downtime. In other words, put into your diary, your calendar, downtime. So put in, say, I'm going to stop trading here. I'm going to have some exercise here. I'm going to spend some time walking here. I'm going to spend some time with the family here. Put that in and then act the trade around that. Rather than most people at the moment just find themselves, okay, I've got some time to trade, I'm going to trade. So the flip side of that is diary entry in, or put into your diary trading time. So I'm going to analyze the markets here. I'm going to do this here. Because many of you are working jobs, or you're running businesses, you've got other commitments, and often you'll be like, oh, I've got to spare half an hour. Let me have a look and see if I can find a trade. No, that's just the worst way of doing it. Say to yourself, I know I'll have half an hour here in the week ahead. And okay, I know some people can't plan that much. You've got different work commitments or what have you. But if for the week ahead you go, okay, well, I know I'm going to have an opportunity there to analyze the markets. Perhaps you're going to be a train journey, or perhaps you're going to have time at home. Say, okay, I'm going to put 45 minutes worth of analysis. What I'm going to work on there, I'm going to look for different trade setups, or I'm going to review my trade journal, or I'm going to start a journal. If you start to put week ahead what you're going to plan to do in the times you do it, A, it will give you more discipline and structure, and B, it will stop you just trading on a whim, because maybe you have time in front of the screen, you've got time on your hands, you're like, well, actually, I've earmarked this to improve my trading journal, to scan through charts, so I'm not going to be trading in this time, that kind of thing. So adding some kind of structure, it's all about adding structure, guys. And then the final one we've got is write down non-financial goals. So this is a really good way of improving. It's to say, okay, we're not talking about financial goals in this instance. Here's why I put non-financial goals. We're not saying I want to make this. We're saying, okay, I want to, by the end of the quarter, have a plan of action with 3 setups that I know work for me, or have a good idea that work for me, a library of markets that I know I can trade. I want to be more disciplined with when I'm doing my analysis, and something like that, so that it's something you know you can achieve if you just stick to it. You know you can't achieve a financial goal for definite. You can't say I'm going to make X amount of money in the market. The market gives you what it wants to. It does what it wants to do. It's nice to have that there, but you can't force that. You can, however, have a goal of saying, hey, I'm going to do X. I'm going to journal every day for the next couple of weeks. You can do that. You've got full control over that. I'm going to make sure that I've got 3 setups well defined by the end of the month. You can actually do that. Something you can do. And then if you've got that, then you can add and add and add. So it's a good place to start, guys. So organize your trading life right now. I know many of traders out there are kind of all over the place, and I honestly recommend just bringing things in. Sort out your plan, decide your setups, decide your markets, and just, even if you do it very on one sheet, you don't have to spend ages on it. Just start by bringing that boundaries in on things, and then you can improve and improve and improve on that. And just by doing that, you will be leaps ahead for the majority of newer traders out there. Hope it helps, guys. If it does, thumbs up, and put the comment section below. Come back to the video, bookmark it, come back and let me know how you got on. Would appreciate that. Thank you. Bye-bye.